Brable Traders, Brendon D here, going to give you a different type of recap today. Today I want to talk about just the #1 difficulty I have had since going live from February of this year, and it's stopping out. It's not seeing the setups, it's not picking the stocks, it's not knowing when to enter a trade or get out at a profit. It's stopping out at a loss, and that is, I think, a huge challenge at all of us new traders and experienced traders. You can even see this as Andrew takes trades. Sometimes he just lets a trade go against him for a little bit too long, and then he snaps right back thinking that, this is, what am I doing? But a lot of new traders can't snap back right away, and then sometimes I let the trade run against me all day, and that's not trading, that's praying. So to help me with that is if I have trouble hitting that button, I write the script, I know what's going to happen before it happens, and the first baby step is to remove that mental decision that you hitting the button, you may second guess yourself when you're in a losing position. So I wanted to kind of see these trades, see these orders, see the stop out, what the price, where the risk reward's kind of going to be, and let the trade execute itself. I still have to get out if the trade goes in my position. I want to close out the position myself because obviously I'm making money. It's not that hard, but it's hard to close it at a loss. So I found a script in the forums. I forgot the gentleman's name. I have to give him credit later, but in short, it's a script that you can go long and short, and when the price action goes against you based on percentage of the stock price, it closes out your position. So this example here is I want to go long $3,000 of buying power position wise, and then I want to also send a pending or a stop market order when the price goes down 0.5% of the last price, which is essentially the price that I bought it at, because unless the stock's some crazy penny stock, it's going to be pretty much the last price that, because I send these orders at the same time, they're going to be the same. The last price is going to be my entry. So that is what that is. That's going to give me, let's just say I have a $1,500 account, so I'm using 2-to-1 margin. So this 0.5% is going to be 1%. So my potential loss to my account is going to be 1% of per trade, and my potential reward is going to be based on the setup that I see before I enter the trade. So let's just take care of the potential loss. That's a little more important than the potential gains and the reward part. So let's just lock out that your worst, your loss is going to be 1%. That's sort of nailed down. So you know what it's going to be before you enter the trade. So you don't have to worry about blowing up your account or losing hundreds of thousands of dollars or anything like that. It's all set up for you. And you have to, sit there. You have to see the penny order. You have to see your position, working itself out. And you could stop out before that. I mean, this is just a protection. It's kind of, when I used to enter trade, I was sweating from my armpits. I was just getting all frazzled, and it just wasn't. It was too much at once. You don't have to worry about just too many factors. And having this kind of shield has brought the stress factor out of it, so that I know that I'm covered, and let's just focus on the setup, and I can see things clearly. And if the trade doesn't work out, this is the worst it can be. It's kind of, I guess, I never bought an option, but it's kind of like knowing your max loss before you even buy the option. And I think that's the cost of the option. So kind of your max loss to enter this trade before you enter it. So today I found that very helpful. I took 4 trades, 2 on Mu, and 1 on ERJ and 1 on TEVA. And I lost 2 trades, and I had 2 trades that were profitable, and I came out profitable because I let the winning trade run a little bit. It was on ERJ. It was just, happened to pick the right stock that ran quite a bit, and it worked out. And for me to see that I lost 2 trades, I won 2 trades, and still be profitable is a big just boost in terms of, it's not so much the money or the cash or the profits, it's that this strategy will help you stop out, and this is the kind of the rules of the game to enter. And that's what I want to try. Maybe I can move up the buying power amount later on, but right now I'm starting with small size just to see how much this works. And I did get, let's take a look at TEVA real quick. I did get stopped out unfortunately right before its drop, and that was a shame. But if you look at the, yeah, there it was. So the 1 minute chart, it on the 5 minute, it pulled back. You know, it did break a new high. I mean, that was an acceptable stop at level. I mean, it could have ran back to VWAP, could have reversed here, especially with this long kind of doji rocket booster, kind of reversal-ish candle. That was a perfectly acceptable stop. It was all automated, based on 0.5% move in the opposite direction, and it was too bad because the second candle after that did not make a new high, and it just kept going down, and that was a shame. But it also protected me. A lot of times they'll keep running up, and you don't. It could have been over here. I could have stopped out here, and it could have ran up. So you never know. But the worst, I mean, I already knew my loss. It was, you know, out of 3,000 shares, it'd be 3,000 buy power was like $30, and I could deal with that. And that was an example where I went short here, just more or less kind of testing this script and this strategy, than worried about my entries. I probably should have went short a little sooner after the new low was made, but I was still worried. This is the first day of doing this, and you know, that's what happened. It was a bad entry, and it reverse pulled back, and just sold off later on. So that's an example of stopping out a small loss, paid for it with a bad entry on TEVA, and that's what happened. But if we take a look at ERJ, I know this stock was just selling off really fast. A good entry should have been right at the break of this level here, and then just riding it down. But I got in at the next level, which on the daily wasn't that bad. It was the break of the high of 2 days ago high. I got in there. I thought that was, if that breaks that level, potential to move down to the 2450 area, or potentially the 24 level area, especially with these moving averages. So I didn't think this was a horrible entry, and it turned out not to be too bad. It pulled back a little bit, but because my order had a stop pre set up, I think the stop was maybe around here. I have to double check on my my trader log, but the stop was up there, and I just wrote it down. Didn't have to worry about pulling back, because I knew the stop would trigger if it did pull back, and I would just have a small loss again, and just let the trade work out, and covered all right at this level, 2420, which was a level on the daily, just a low of 2 days ago that I just wanted to get out, and it ended up breaking and spiking here. This probably would have triggered some stops. Probably not my stop, but a lot. If I moved my stop and sold half here, it would have triggered some other stops. So I probably really wouldn't have made any more profits as it dripped down. But that's an example of where, you know, this trade worked out with this new script. And we could take a look at MU, where I was doing a lot of paper trading, and it's kind of a mess, and I can't really see exactly what happened. I'm trying to see on the 1 minute here. I think I took 2 final trades. Well, let's just look at the final trade, where I went long and set the stop. Same thing, 0.5% move. I got in around 53.07, and then the stop out was 52.80. So that was a 0.5%, and that's, you know, I could have probably got out here. Probably would have been a smarter trade, but you know, if a person that's really struggling to stop out, you're probably not going to stop it before the break of the VWAP, or who knows? You might let it ride down all the way. You might think it may come back later on in the day. So 0.5% move in a stock price is not unbearable. It's acceptable when there's a stock in play that has the potential to move a few percentage points a day. I think that is an acceptable a strategy, at least for a beginner. And even yeah, I mean, you have to have good entries. This wasn't a particularly great entry. I mean, it did go up. I probably could have got out here at high of day, but I didn't. I was, you know, just get greedy. You eat a lot of things. You want more, and so I mean, there's a lot of decisions. You have to decide when to get out at a profit, or you can let it go against it and take a loss. But that's too much to decide. I mean, you have to worry about being greedy and when to get out when you're in the green, when you're in the money up here, or worrying about when you're losing money and say, oh, I just want to get back to break even. That's too much for a new trader to deal with. Let's just focus on having our cushion, our protection over here on the pending stop order, and then let's just worry about selling if the trade works out. Then we can worry about going back and manually getting out at these stops. That's just, I think, taking trading to the next level, and that's, I guess, kind of where I'm at if you know, I can't manage to stop out. And just wanted to share that with you guys. And if anyone's interested in seeing what these orders look like, how the pending order looks like on in DOS and everything like that, I have a couple screenshots I could show you, and yeah, I'll maybe post them in the forums. But yeah, thanks guys. Sorry about this long recap. Just kind of wanted to go through what I was thinking today.